Yeah.
Hello and happy Wednesday morning. Uh, I'm Coach Kelly,
I'm Coach Hannah.
and we are the Sassy Lifestyle Rebels. And because for some reason we lost our um, invite someone onto your Facebook Live feature recently, we're here coming to you here on Zoom on a recorded call, and unfortunately, you won't be able to comment below the video while we're talking, but hopefully we'll get that Facebook feature back soon, right?
Hey, we're going to work on it.
Yeah, we're going to work on it. We're going to get in touch with Zuckerberg personally. And I hear that works. So, especially if you go to his conferences. Anyway, what are we talking about today, Hannah?
Today we are going to talk about renewal.
Excellent.
Yeah, because for a little while, for last week, poor Kelly had to fly solo. And and I know, but
For me.
poor Kelly. But the thing is, you guys, my health kind of took a turn, sinusitis, all that nastiness. But you know what? There is such a beauty in just our health. And I don't know, just the other day I woke up. Well, we tried to come to you guys live yesterday, as a matter of fact, but Facebook was not having it.
Nope.
But, finally woke up and I was just like, oh my gosh, my head is not pounding and like all this stuff going on. And then I was just like, wow, here it is, like a brand new month too. And like the tree, I don't know, it was just, I just had like all this inspiration going on inside of me. And it was just, it was one of those God moments, you guys. And I just kind of wanted to come on here today and talk about the beauty of renewal.
Yes. Renewal is certainly a wonderful topic, and the real beauty of renewal, from in my mind, is that we are constantly renewed over and over in our lives. Sometimes it's after an extended illness. Sometimes it's when we discover our passion and purpose. Sometimes it's just weird things, not weird things, but just like life moments when you connect with a friend you haven't seen in 20 years, or you reconcile with someone that you had a falling out with, maybe in your family, or or you finally at the ripe old age of 50 something discovered that the thing that you've been missing in your life all along has been your faith and your connection to God. There's all kinds of wonderful renewals, and we're experiencing them all the time. But a lot of times we're not even aware that we're experiencing a renewal. We just get this overall sense of like peace and well-being, but we don't know why. Isn't that true?
Yeah, and when those moments happen, just the peace within, and it's like this complete alignment. And I love that feeling. It's because it seems like, like a day before or a week before or months before, it's just like blah, 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 like Satan and all the forces going against you. And then it's just like, just that complete wholeness. And man, oh man, is that a great feeling. And it radiates. And to have that kind of radiation, I don't know. I get off on it.
Yeah, it's a great feeling. It's a feeling that when you experience it and you become conscious of what is going on, when you get to that point in your life when you're you become conscious of what's going on, you actually seek it out. And times like when I've been sick for an extended period of time, just to use an example that's kind of fresh in our minds, because Hannah was sick all of last week. You almost crave that renewal, because you know how good it's going to feel when you come out that other side. But the other cool thing is that, for example, once again, if it's a renewal that comes from a protracted illness or a health issue, when you come out the other side, you realize that wasn't that all that suffering and all that sickness wasn't for nothing. It had a purpose. And I talk about this a lot, don't I, Hannah, about how there's a silver lining in every situation and every moment that we get ourselves into, whether good, bad, or everything in between. And when we have to look for it, and it's always there.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I do not believe that anything, I believe everything is for a reason. Every single thing. We are not here just to be here. No, I do not buy that for a freaking second. I'm going to get a little sassy, but it's totally true. Everything, every small thing, now I'm able to look back, even at my age, and it gives me goosebumps to think about, like, wow, okay, so all of that has led me to this point. And, it can make me cry to sit here and think about that. Even though, that was some really dark times and everything, it has totally transformed me. It led me to this point, and I am so grateful for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. It's really incredible how things become clear at a certain point in your life, and you can actually look back. We can never look forward and see where life is going to lead us, but you do get to a point where you can look back and you can see all the connections. Everything in the past just seemed disconnected and had no rhyme or reason, and you feel like flotsam and jetsam on the waves, of life. But looking back, there's all of a sudden there's this clarity. Oh, so it's almost like reverse engineering something, but reverse engineering it when you actually, after you've gotten to a certain point, as opposed to doing it before you start something. But it's just so cool. You can look back and you could say, oh, that's why I've spent 10 years in retail pharmacy. That's why I've spent 25 years in the restaurant industry. That's why this happened before that, and in between this and that. And it's all connected, and you can see that you're being led on this path that's getting you to ultimately to what both of us believe is, if you keep your eyes open and you pray enough and you seek enough, and you ask for it to be revealed, eventually your passion and your purpose is just going to explode upon your life, and you're going to go, oh, that's what that's all about. That's what I've been doing all this time. I'm building up to. Wow, talk about like a really, like one of the most incredible renewals of all,
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everything is connected, and I know some people are going to probably be like, what? But, that's the beautiful thing, is like when you finally get to that point and you really sit there and start, kind of going down that hole, and it's such a beautiful experience. And it enthralls me to see all of that, and then to be out in nature and just to look around. I'm just like, wow, okay, thank you. Like, to be part of all of that. There's nothing like it.
No, and I'm glad you mentioned that point, because for a long time, me personally, a morning was a morning, and when I would get up in the morning, I would just be awake, and I would go about my business. I had my my list of things to tick off, but there was really no real appreciation. If you want to get on the road to appreciating the renewal in, each and every day in your life, make it a point to get up, walk down the stairs if that's what you do, and fling open the nearest window or the nearest door and just take in the horizon, take in the sky, take in the morning sky, breathe the fresh air, and just look out at the beauty of God's creation.
Yeah.
There is nothing more, I mean, I say that, I keep saying this over and over, but there's, as far as I'm concerned, there is no better way to start experiencing renewal every day and opening your eyes to renewal every day.
Yeah.
Than doing that, at least for me. I mean, all of a sudden I found myself starting, and how it started for me is all of a sudden I started finding myself being drawn to the sky and the clouds, and I started taking photographs of clouds. I'm like, why am I taking photographs of clouds? And the more and more I did that, the more and more I started to realize that I was being called to do it because I was being called to be more grateful and to experience and to appreciate the renewal that is each and every morning of our lives.
Yeah, I mean, I just look up there and I'm amazed. And again, just even this time of year, just looking at all the trees and all the vibrant colors and every single thing, because there was a time when I was in the hospital 44 days straight. I didn't have the opportunity to once go outside to look at the sky or do anything like that. So don't think that I never, ever, every freaking day, I'm always like, look, So, I mean, it really, truly means a lot. And I know sometimes it may sound a little hippie-ish, but, something that I really, really take everything, and I'm really grateful for a lot more than people probably just kind of brush off, and they're like, what is she looking at? Like, why is she out here like laying in the grass today and just doing stuff and looking up at this guy? I do that. I'm out there with the dog and I'm just like, oh, okay, let's, get out here. But yeah, I mean, I just have to do stuff like that because it feels good to me. It renews me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's wonderful. But it reminds me that, as we get older, we quite often lose our connection. Canna refers to that to be kind of hippie-ish, but it's really at its core, it's still being connected to the source, being connected to that childlike wonder that we started out life with. We as we age, a lot of us lose that childlike wonder. We forget to let the kid out, and what do kids do? They go under tables to see how cool it is, to see how life looks differently underneath the table, or they lay down in the grass and they look up at the sky from a different perspective, to experience the wonder of how that, what that's like. And we forget that as we grow older, and that's something we need to hold on to.
I know, and the thing that it's like, if you see an adult do that, they're like, okay, well, it's time to lock you up and put you in a straitjacket or something, right?
Right.
But it's certain things I do, and people, they're like, oh, well, that's just Hannah being eccentric, and I'm like, well, you're just like too like stiff, and I'm just like, loosen up, people. Like, come on, join me, do these fun things. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to go hide under a table right now. I don't have a reason to go hide under a table or want to, but I don't understand why people are just so stiff.
Yeah. Well, life does that to us. And I was that stiff person or kind of sort of stiff person for a long, long part of my life, because I just got real, I got real sort of stuck in my, my routines. But you got to learn to let the kid out. You got to learn to see things from different angles. You want to, aside from like flinging open your front door and appreciating the morning sky, like the very first thing you do each and every day, try this. Do you always drive the same way to work? Do you always drive the same way to the grocery store? Do you always change it up, take a different route, go down a different road. If you don't know a different way to get there, then get a map. You know, it's the more we fall into those routines, and the more we fall into doing things by rote, day in, day out, that's when we get further and further away from being able to see that renewal in, you know, in those small renewals in our lives. And we become stiff, and we become rigid and closed-minded. And you know, life does that, you know, to us in a lot of different ways. But we can say no. We can say we're not going to settle. We're not going to do that. We're going to break out of it. We're going to live life to the fullest. And you know, and totally rock it instead, or oh, see, I'm going to get on a roll here, and we have to close this. But you know, we get into that mindset that because I'm a certain age, you know, like, you know, getting under the table, you know, at a dinner party and looking at life from a different perspective, you know, which a child would do, that's inappropriate, you know, because you know, I'm too old for that. I am here to tell you that each and every time I hear somebody say that I'm too old for something, I'm all over that. So if we ever meet and I hear you say that, be prepared.
Yep.
Don't settle, people. Don't settle.
Yep. And chances are I will probably embarrass you in person because I am very quirky and I do not care.
And I did not say, I just want to be very clear, I did not say be irresponsible. I did not say, you know, but don't lock yourself in a box. Don't lock yourself in a box, and don't ever, ever settle. As long as we're on this side of the dirt, we're here for a purpose. Hello, unicorn. We're here for a purpose. we're here for a purpose. Life is magical, and we have to embrace it and live it with all the gusto that we have.
Absolutely.
So, how are you going to practice renewal in your life today? What renewal are you going to experience? It doesn't have to be something huge, but if you do, Hannah and I would love to see it in the comments below this video.
Yes, please let us know. We are super duper excited. It can be something simple. Please let us know. Like, this is something obviously we're passionate about. So let us know, guys.
So, any closing comments, Hannah, or should we call it a day?
Let your freak flag fly.
Love it. All right. Well, for all of you that are watching this video, thank you so very much. Sorry we couldn't be on Facebook Live so you could be with us in the moment and comment. But drop your comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Have a beautiful, blessed day. And the Sassy Lifestyle Rebels, Kelly and
Hannah.
We'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, again at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we love you all, and bye for now.
Bye.